Hi folks, Steve the Hurricane here, and for today's episode of A Drink with the Hurricane, I'm just going to talk to you straight up about motivation, passion, and inspiration. Cheers! This is A Drink with the Hurricane, the home care sales and marketing talk show that discusses all things growing your home care business. Folks, I know being a home care business owner is tough. I know it's not easy. I know every single day we face challenges and insurmountable odds doing what we do by the nature of our business. We have to find patients, get them to agree to our services, pay a considerable amount of money to use those services to stay at home and out of a hospital. Then we have to find caregivers who are people who are great caring individuals. But for the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, we're talking about people who are usually not college educated, who have a limited ability, limited skill set, who usually have certain challenges that prevent them from coming to work on time, having reliable transportation, and they bring issues which can make us look bad. I know we're dealing with our staff who are constantly dealing with call-outs and no-shows and interviewing as many people as possible. I know we're placing ads every day to find the best quality caregivers. We're marketing every day to find meaningful work for our good caregivers, and we're doing everything we can to grow our businesses. I know there are days when you want to just throw in the towel and say, I can't do this anymore. I know this. Why do I know this? Because I owned a home care business myself. There were times when I would beat my head against the steering wheel. There were times I'd want to throw in the towel. There were times when I cried because of how difficult this business can be. When a caregiver doesn't show up at a case and you look like a fool because you signed this client up and this person is trusting you with their care. I know what it's like. But I'm here today to talk to you, to motivate you, to fire you up, to ignite that passion inside, to remind you of what's at stake here. Every single time we staff a case, that keeps our business going. Every single time we staff a case, that employs one or two or more individuals who are able to work, have meaningful work to provide for themselves and for their families. And every time we staff a case, this is one senior, one elderly person, one disabled person, one person who truly needs us. They don't want us there. They've lost their dignity. They've lost their autonomy. They can't bathe by themselves anymore. They can't toilet by themselves anymore. It's one of the most degrading things that we as a human could ever go through, and unfortunately, most of us will experience this someday when our time comes. But when we staff a case, we help that person remain home so they can age in place with some dignity and some grace. And if that person passes away in the comfort of their home, we succeeded because that person is not dying in a nursing home. They didn't die in the hospital. They didn't die in the street somewhere homeless. No, they died in the comfort of their home. That's a successful outcome. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. Now, folks, I know this is a tough business, but you cannot forget the mission. You cannot forget your passion. You cannot forget the vision. You cannot forget the reason why we get up each and every single day. It is for them. And we do this now to serve our fellow man. And yes, we make money at the same time. And it's my hope and prayer that each and every one of us continue to do this so that generations from now, when our time for need comes, there are caring individuals just like you and me out there able to help others so they can help us when our time comes. Now, folks, do you think I want you to come to the Millionaires Boot Camp? Of course I do. If you think that this little bit of motivation is something, come to the boot camp. I've had people say I was going to close my business down, I was going to shut down the doors. I came to the boot camp and you completely rejuvenated me. The motivation, the passion, the intensity, the energy, all over the course of 3 action-packed, knowledgeful days will give you the competitive advantage and the motivation to go back and truly blow away the competition. This is the last chance for you to save $100. Do what your heart is telling you to do. Save the $100. Sign up for the boot camp now. And I'll see you in St. Louis for the Millionaires Boot Camp, where I'm going to give you everything you need to blow away the competition.